What's good, YouTube? It's your boy, Blue Blood Sports TV, back at y'all with another one. So, it has now been made official as undefeated Lithuanian welterweight superstar title contender. That is Eimantas Stanionis. 14 wins, no loss, and no draw. 9 wins by way of knockout. 28 years of age, 5'8" with a 68-inch arm reach. He has officially petitioned for the Errol Spence fight against Errol Spence, who's the undefeated, unified 3-belt WBC, WBA, IBF welterweight world champion, who is widely considered by many to be top 2, if not number 1, definitely top 5 pound-for-pound best fighters in the world, and Errol the Truth Spence Jr., who is 28 wins, no loss, and no draw, 22 big wins by way of knockout. He is 32 years of age, 5'9.5" with a 72-inch arm reach. Okay, Errol Spence, obviously, the fans, the boxing world, they want to see Errol Spence versus his biggest rival and undefeated 3-division world champion, former junior welterweight undisputed world champion, currently the reigning WBO, World Boxing Organization welterweight world champion, who is widely considered by many to be the #1 best pound-for-pound fighter in the world, in Terrence Crawford, Terrence Crawford is 38 wins, no loss, no draw, 29 big wins by way of knockout. He's 35 years of age, 5'8" with a 74-inch arm reach. With that said, that fight is not going to come to fruition, as they could not come up with a deal to satisfy both parties involved. They wanted to push the fight back to 2023 of next year. Terrence Crawford, he wanted to stay active this year, okay? So that fight can still possibly happen in the early part of 2023, but it's not going to happen this year. So Terrence Crawford, he's going to have a tune-up fight, stay busy fight against title contender David Avanesian, who's Russian, Armenian, December 10th, okay, in Omaha, Nebraska on BLKPrime.com, okay? So with that said, okay, Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence fight is not happening. The massive undisputed welterweight showdown. And now you have both parties who were in position to be Errol Spence's mandatory in undefeated welterweight superstar title contender, Jaron Boots Ennis, who is now 29 wins, no loss, no draw, 27 big wins by way of knockout. He is 25 years of age, 5'10" with a 74-inch arm reach. Jaron Boots Ennis, okay, is the IBF, International Boxing Federation, mandatory challenger for Errol Spence's belt. He has now petitioned his father, trainer, manager, Bozy Ennis, officially petitioned IBF to make themselves the mandatory. But now the fight that I told you guys is more than likely going to come to fruition if Errol Spence is going to have his next fight and stay at the welterweight, and that's against Eimantas Stanionis, who has now officially, because he saw obviously that Jaron Ennis has petitioned. He knows that Terrence Crawford fight is not going to come to fruition, and now Eimantas Stanionis has petitioned. Remember, Eimantas Stanionis was the WBA, World Boxing Association welterweight Cuban star boxer Yordenis Ugas, world champion. He was Yordenis Ugas mandatory. The WBA president, Gilberto Mendoza, actually petitioned and set up the fight between Ugas and Stanionis, opposed to allowing Yordenis Ugas to face Errol Spence in a unification bout, okay? Well, Yordenis Ugas petitioned the WBA to allow him to fight Errol Spence. Errol Spence obviously was lobbying to fight Yordenis Ugas. The fans was lobbying to allow Yordenis Ugas to fight Errol Spence in a unification bout. And Eimantas Stanionis, he took the step aside. The WBA, they had the, plan in place to fight, the winner fight Eimantas Stanionis. But again, Stanionis didn't want to stand in the way of the massive undisputed welterweight showdown. So he then was going to play, step to the side again. But now, since it's not happening, he has petitioned. Again, like I said, he was supposed to schedule, the WBA was in the twilight hour, was not going to allow Stanionis to fight, Yordenis Ugas to fight Errol Spence. They was pushing for Stanionis to get his opportunity. Again, Yordenis Ugas went on a rant. He did whatever he could to make, the fight happen between, himself and Errol Spence Jr., and they allowed it. Well, now Stanionis is going to get his opportunity. You're hearing the rumors and the reports and the rumblings that Eimantas Stanionis is going to be the next opponent for Errol Spence if Errol Spence decides that he's going to stay at the welterweight division, which I believe wholeheartedly he is going to do. Now, there's a possibility and a chance that Errol Spence could be moving up in weight. Errol Spence could be going up to fight, at the 154-pound junior middleweight limit. Okay. And, he stated that, it's not easy for Errol Spence to make 147 pounds. So he stated that, he very well in his next fight could be moving up to 154 pounds. Okay. If he does that, that means Errol Spence is going to vacate all his titles, and move up, unless it's a one-off. I can't see Errol Spence going to 154 and then coming back down to 47, since he's saying that, it's already tough for him to make 147 pounds, okay? So I think that Errol Spence is going to stick around because there's a possibility. Now, it was brought to my attention, there was 2 dates being discussed and being rumored and reported that Errol Spence could possibly have a fight, and that is Errol Spence fighting December 3rd. Also, the other date was December 17th. Okay, it looks like there's an event coming up on December 3rd, okay, which is not going to allow, because the date is December 3rd at AT&T Dallas Cowboys Stadium in Arlington, Texas, better known as Jerry World, Dallas Cowboys Stadium, okay, but it looks like the PBC is looking to secure one of those dates to secure a possible Errol Spence comeback. And with that said, there's an event taking place, okay, on December 3rd at AT&T Jerry World, Dallas Cowboys Stadium, okay? And so because of that, that looks like it will be Eimantas Stanionis versus Errol Spence Jr. It would be December 17th, okay? It's not going to be available on December 3rd. So it looks like it will be December 17th for Errol Spence and Eimantas Stanionis. Now, Stanionis, he looked good in his fight against Butev. He won the fight, but Stanionis was getting hit with everything but the kitchen sink. Butev is not the most athletic, quick, skilled guy, but he's very durable, tough guy, has power, but nonetheless, he don't have the skill set that Errol Spence brings to the table. He just doesn't have that, okay? So December 3rd, there's the Big 12 championship going to be played at the college football Big 12 championship game is going to be played at AT&T Dallas Cowboys Stadium. So that looks like, it looks like it's just going to have to be on the 17th if Errol Spence is going to stay, active and fight this year, okay? So with that said, this is a good fight. It's a tough fight. It's a fight that Errol Spence, I don't like to slight David Avanesian. I don't like to slight, Eimantas Stanionis, okay? But these are 2 guys. Terrence Crawford's skill set and talent is a level above or to Avanesian, and I believe the same goes for Errol Spence, okay? And with that said, I think that Errol Spence's style, is going to make for an exciting fight against Stanionis, okay? Because Stanionis only knows to fight one way. That's to come forward, be aggressive, let his hands go. And because of that, I think that, it's going to make for an action-packed fight. I think it's going to make for, a fan-friendly fight. I think that Errol Spence, it's a week before Christmas, okay? I think that Errol Spence is going to sell out Cowboys Stadium. It'll be a pay-per-view event. It's a mandatory, he's satisfying, and Stanionis, I believe, has dibs over Jaron Boots Ennis, right? Because Jaron Boots Ennis is #1 in the IBF, okay? But Stanionis is the WBA regular champion, and I think that Errol Spence has to satisfy the WBA first, seeing as though Stanionis was supposed to actually fight Yordenis Ugas, and they let Yordenis who can step aside. So I think that Stanionis is ahead of the line, and he'll get the opportunity to fight Errol Spence, although he seems to have petitioned after Jaron Ennis, because I know Bozy stated that he petitioned a few days ago, and it's now being made official that Stanionis petitioned today. So let's see how this unfolds. But I think the style of Errol Spence, the skill set of Errol Spence, the athletic ability of Errol Spence, the mentality, he puts a lot of pressure and physical, mental pressure on you. He's big, he's strong, he's quicker than Butev. Stanionis had trouble with that pressure style, the aggression, and I think that Errol Spence is going to stop Eimantas Stanionis in a very, very entertaining fight, and that would allow Errol Spence to stay active. He stated he wanted to fight 3 times in a year. Well, he fought April 16th at Arlington, Texas, the Cowboy Stadium. Now, this would be 2 fights for Errol Spence, and it's a week after Terrence Crawford fight, so it promotes both fighters, and then they go into fighting each other in 2023. So let's see how this unfolds and plays out. But Eimantas Stanionis and his team make it official that they are in line to fight Errol Spence next. If he fights at welterweight, if he moves up, then it'll be somebody else. If he stays at welterweight, it's going to be Eimantas Stanionis. So that's all I got for y'all. Make sure you hit the like button, drop a comment in the comment section, let me know what y'all think. Y'all already know what it is. It's your boy Blue Blood Sports TV. Hate, like, comment, and subscribe. If you haven't subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, hit the bell icon to get all the new notifications. Follow me on Instagram at Blue Blood Sports TV, all one word. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to the entire LDBC. Shout out to Black Media Row. Make sure you like and share the videos. That's all I got for y'all. Peace.